has been around for a very long time, Shadow, and one person known to have had ME was Florence Nightingale, but obviously, well, back then it wasn't called ME. Hannah, exactly. I've lost count, Hannah, how many friends I've lost over the years, like you've just said there. I was going to pin your comment, Hannah. I hope you don't mind, so people can see it. The number of friends I've lost over the years because I'm unreliable, unpredictable. I cancel things at the last minute. I don't turn up to things because I'm not well enough, or I go home early because I'm too tired, all that type of thing. Later, he disappeared off the face of the earth. So yeah, we were talking about getting engaged and then he just disappeared. Hair gel, thank you for the crown. Thank you. Oh, Fiona 3110, don't get me wrong. I know there are a lot of illnesses that make people lonely. I know that. But I've only got experience of ME, so I can't talk about the other conditions. Pitter, can you get rid of that We Love Angie account, please? Oh, Pandragon did it. I was going to get them banned, Pandragon. Thank you, though. Claire, yeah, I can sympathise with that. I can only walk short distances. That's why I use a wheelchair and about. No, Prospector, I do not. Somebody ban that Prospector, please. How do I get Luna to sit on me? Danielle, she's just very happy, just chilling out with me. Do mods get paid? No, they don't, Molly. ME is not MS. That's correct. I did go to the show, Amy. There's lots of videos on my account. Wheeland is asking, are you looking for money? Do you see me with a metal detector going around digging up holes in the beach looking for money? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Trisha, I am tired. Yes, I am. Hannah, why am I always live? If I'm always live, Hannah, then you must be always on when I'm on, because I'm not always live. I know, Grace. I know. I will, Dawn. If I find any money in the beach, I'll let you know. Thank you, Bebo. Does ME get progressively worse? So, Jess, I call it riding the ME roller coaster. I do. So, here's the start point. You get ill. You go up with the initial illness. You know when a roller coaster takes you up the hill before you drop? So that's the roller coaster, your initial illness. You peak to the peak of the illness, and then you drop. And then you go left, then you go right, then you go zipping all around the place. And you do loop-the-loops and you don't know where you are. That is how I describe living with ME. The only problem is, with ME, you don't know when it's going to end. You don't know how many loops there are. You don't know when the next up, when the next down's going to be. That's why I call it the roller coaster of living with ME. Okay, can I ask a genuine question? Because I want to stand corrected if I said something wrong the other day. Okay? If I said something wrong the other day, I'm happy to be corrected, and I'm going to ask the question this way. Peter's just said it's incurable, not terminal. So, I'm going to ask a question, Peter, and you might know the answer better than I do, I don't know. If somebody can die of it and it can be listed on the death certificate as the cause of death, does that mean it can be terminal? Let me word that again. If it's registered on somebody's death certificate as cause of death, does that mean it's terminal? Most of you are saying no. Okay, I don't know what the differences are. No, it's been listed, Katie, it has been listed for some people as cause of, not just contributing. Mods is in the chat, apparently. Yeah. I don't know if it's him or not, but I've just taken a screenshot before he's blocked. Jimmy, thank you for that. Is that the correct definition, Jimmy? I don't know. That's why I'm saying I'm happy to be corrected, if that's the actual definition. Joanne, if I'd been if I'd been drinking my Pepsi, Joanne, it wouldn't have just been spat out. It would have gone all over the flaming room. Hannah, can I pin that? Okay, Hannah, this is a question. Okay, this is a question, not a statement. So, for any condition to be terminal, is it always terminal? Do you understand what I'm asking? If something is defined as terminal, is it always terminal? So this is why I'm asking. I don't know. This is why I'm asking. A disease to cause death, not if it may cause death. Yes. So a disease is terminal if it's guaranteed to cause death, not if it might cause death. Tia, is that the correct definition? As in from a medical textbook, simple definition. I'm trying to understand what it actually means, not what it sort of means. Oh, the biggest terminal condition of all is life. In fact, we're all suffering a terminal condition. It's called life. Because we're all going to die at some point. So life is a terminal condition. I think this is a conversation that I'm probably too tired for now. Okay, but it is a conversation. If any of you are medical people, and I'm deliberately saying if anybody is medical, medically qualified, medically trained, and would like to come in the box another evening, not tonight, I'm too tired to cope with a serious conversation. Okay, I probably shouldn't have started it, but because somebody asked a question, that's how it's got there. I'm struggling to get my brain round it, okay? So what I'm going to say is this. I would like to have a discussion about it sometime because it helps me learn. I've got 100 or more people saying things and I don't know which one to look at. No, not at all, Smile. It was a question that somebody asked. So as it was a question somebody asked, I'm asking an additional question. So I'd like to learn from somebody who definitely knows what they're talking about. So if you think you know... well, that's what I'm talking about, disabled Paris Disneyland. That's what I'm talking about. Because on their death certificates, it was recorded as they died because of ME. And their cause of death was ME. That's what I'm getting at. That's the whole point of what I'm getting at. Because people have been saying in my chat that ME is never terminal. Now, my thought, and this is why I asked, maybe I can't even remember exactly what you guys know I have a really bad memory. Everybody knows I have a really bad memory. I can't remember something I said 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to roughly say it again. I think I'm saying exactly what I said, but I can't remember. That's how bad my memory is, guys. Read message urgent. Where have you sent me a message, Tootsie? Are you talking about on TikTok? Okay, hold on. I'll look. Sorry, Tootsie has asked me to look at a message urgently, so I am looking. When somebody says they want me to look something urgently, they're normally being genuine. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tootsie. Thank you. Oh, I've just seen that Mel's live. Right. Right, guys, I am getting fuddled in my brain. Okay, it's not that I don't want to talk about it, I do, but my brain is getting fuddled and confused, and I need to iron my brain out, if you understand what I mean. Can we go back to something a little less taxing on my brain? It's not, like I said, it's not that I don't want to talk about it at all. It's just I can't this evening anymore. My brain is struggling. Abby, yeah, research. Basically, Abby, it was a question that came up. So we started talking about it. And I'm okay to talk about it, but my brain just isn't coping with it. Billy, please don't apologise for starting a question, Billy. It's not a problem at all, Billy. You don't need to apologise for starting a question. No. That's why I call it an Emmy roller coaster. Brilliant. Cutting Edge Creations. Hello, is that Dan? Is that Dan or Sue? I think her name's Sue. Is that Dan or Sue? And would you like to come in and say hello to everybody? Amy, yes, people are asking questions, but I only talk about my health. Yes, the reason I only talk about my health, Amy, when I'm talking about health, is because I'm not a medical expert, Amy. So I can't give advice. I can only talk about my experience. So I'll send you another invite. If you'd like to, if you don't want to, there we go, brilliant. Good evening, Sam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Sam. This is Sam, everybody, from Cutting Edge Creations, who I met yesterday at the fair. And here is George.
So you've named him?
Well, I've named them after a film. There's two characters from a film called George and Gracie. So I've named them George and Gracie. And I keep saying, can anybody name the film? And so far, nobody has. Sam, how long is this one?
Oh, that one's probably going to be between 50 and 60 centimetres long. I'd have to double check our
Well, I
website.
thought it was 2 foot. I havenhave measured it literally, but I thought it was 2 foot.
I'll have to double check our measurements on the website to be absolutely sure. But we have got, I believe, some dragons are sort of 70, 80 centimetres.
Well, you were telling me about your scarf one, weren't you?
Yes, the scarf one is exceptionally long, and I'm so gutted we forgot to bring it to the show yesterday.
I want one.
We'll have to sort that out for you.
Ducks 4. You are quite right. These are named after a Star Trek characters, George and Gracie. So in my favourite Star Trek film, which is The Voyage Home, Star Trek, is it 4 or 5 from the original? Star Trek, The Voyage Home, they have 2 humpback whales called George and Gracie, who they take from 1980 something and take them to the 24th century. And so these 2 have been named George and Gracie after those 2 humpback whales. There you go, guys. And Sam here is the owner, one of the owners of the business. Oh, she's gone. She crashed. See if I invite her back. Invite you back, Sam. There we go. You crashed.
I crashed. I'm back.
Don't worry, you're back. So Sam, lots of people have been asking me, and would you do me a favour and verify something for me?
Sure.
Would you verify that I've got no benefit from advertising these?
Absolutely not. So literally,
paid full price for them yesterday, didn't I?
Full price, and actually, you came to our stall yesterday at the Bucks County show, and I was with my friend, and she said, "Oh my goodness, that lady's on TikTok," and I thought, does she mean on her phone? And then we sort of got chatting, and you, if I recall correctly, you bought one of our hand mobile phone holders and 2 of the dragons, 2 of the extra large dragons.
Bing, it's already in use.
There you go.
Now, yesterday you were selling these for £12, weren't you?
Yes, we were. I think they're.
How much are they normally?
I think they're £15 on our website.
There you go.
Yeah,
because people were asking me.
Yes, and
I thought it was a show price, but I couldn't be sure.
They are brilliant. I mean, people love them for holding mobile phones, holding jewelry, holding
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox controllers, etc. Some people just like them because they're odd and they're just a nice thing to pop on a shelf.
The perfect name for that one is Thing from the Addams Family.
I'll bear that in mind. We might have to rename it.
There you go. So I actually do have a question for you, because somebody asked this earlier on and I said it was a good question to ask and I had absolutely no idea. So the plastic, I know it's a special filament plastic. It's not just any old plastic.
No, they are 3D printed with what is called a biofilament, and that means that they don't have a petroleum source in making the plastic.
Thank you.
It means they're much better for the environment. But as I was explaining to you yesterday as well, what we do is we don't generate any waste, because we take all of our waste and we melt it down into making models which we sell at our shows.
I've already been telling people that. But the question that came up is this. Is it already from recycled plastic? But I think you've just answered that already by telling people it's not petroleum based.
It's not petroleum based, so it's basic. It sounds really strange, but it's made from a waste product of corn, which makes it sound like it's not very sturdy, but it is very sturdy because of the process it goes through to be made into the plastic. So we try and be as mindful as we can be, because I know there's a lot of plastic out there. So, we try and be as mindful as possible while creating something that people love.
So somebody's just said polylactic acid.
So PLA is absolutely the
somebody's just said polylactic acid in the comments.
Yes, they're way fancier than I am, but yes.
There you go. Thank you, Pet Lip. Thank you.
Yes.
I have another question for you. Because Luna, my parrot, did you see her a minute ago?
I did, yes.
So before, she's already been a bit scared of George, and she's had a nibble of the tail.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it a little while ago, and I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea for pets if there's any toxicity in the plastics?
So there's no toxicity in the plastics. My only concern ever with pets would be if they were to break any of it off. But I think you covered earlier in the video, they're actually very sturdy. You'd have to really give it some to break the items. But obviously it's a product that we sell to children, etc. So we stand there sometimes and try and pull them apart just to make sure that they're as strong as they can possibly be. So there's no issue with, a bird, for example, maybe a parrot called Luna, sort of having a little peck at them, etc. But it's the same advice you'd give to anyone with a pet toy. As soon as you can see any damage on it, it's best to discard it. Yeah.
Have you ever... Now, this is why I'm thinking of parrots in particular. Parrots do have strong beaks. Now, have you ever known them... And I'm particularly talking about for parrots. Have you ever known them to... How do I talk about it? A very thin bit to break off. So if you put enough pressure on a very small area, could a parrot bite a very small piece off?
I think if you went for the very tip of a spike on a dragon, there is a chance that they'd be able to. So if there is a failed print and I'm breaking it down to put into one of our molds, what I would do is I would get a pair of pliers and I would start breaking it down at the very tip of it. So there is a chance with a parrot having a stronger beak as it has, that it would be able to mimic what.
In that case, I won't let Luna near the dragons.
And probably.
However, I was thinking if you could print loops, you know how the tails are formed with loops?
Yeah.
If you could actually print loops together, that would be a brilliant parrot toy.
Yeah, it would be. I think
if the loops were all solidly thick, the same thickness all the way round, that would be a brilliant parrot toy.
Yeah, so basically one of the things we can do when we're 3D printing is we can scale up or scale down the infill of a product. So we can put the infill up so high that actually even a parrot wouldn't be able to break it. I mean, I certainly wouldn't be able to. So we have the ability. We've done it before just for fun. We've printed dragons with very high levels of infill, and they're incredibly strong.
Because am I right in saying most of the inside of this is hollow?
So those are printed with somewhere between 50 and 75% infill. So what it has, if you looked at a cross section of it, it would have like a grid system inside of it.
Yeah. Okay.
We make them so that they are strong because, as I say, primary market with children. So we make them nice and strong so you can't pull them apart. If you stepped on them, you'd be absolutely fine. But we don't.
I don't think I'd want to step on the spine of this. It would be like stepping on 100 pieces of Lego.
Yeah, it would be pretty good. But obviously, if we were to make something completely solid, you would be looking at sort of 75% plus infill, and that makes something that we can't break down.
Okay, I've got another question for you. Earlier on, somebody was saying this one didn't have legs, but this one did. So my question, could you make one with wings and legs?
So some of the models that we have do have wings and legs. So it varies from model to model.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing that would stop us from taking something that had wings and no legs and adding legs to it. That's something we could absolutely do. Yeah.
There you go, guys. 101 questions answered. Does anybody in the chat have any additional questions? How do you not get bubbles in the balls when you use the waste?
So when we use the waste, we basically we put it into a silicone model, and the key we do get some bubbles, which I think adds to the appeal of some of our models. But generally speaking, to reduce the amount of bubbles we get in there, it is a slow heating process. We have to sort of keep it liquid for as long as possible, and those bubbles settle down or sort of rise to the surface.
So Jade, you're asking how big this is. I'd say it's approximately 60 centimetres or 2 feet from one end to the other. Approximately.
I would say, yeah, probably about that. We do have slightly longer ones on our website. We've also added some onto our TikTok shop as well.
That was going to be my next question. When are you opening a TikTok shop?
So it's open. I've been moving some of the dragons across, the listings across today.
Brilliant.
We've got, as you saw yesterday at our stall, we've got so much variety. I'm just going to keep uploading the dragons.
It's going to be really difficult for you to keep up with exactly the same models, isn't it?
It is, because not only the dragons, but obviously we have stuff on the stall, like obviously the eggs, which I haven't even had a moment to put those on our website yet. We had the bats and stuff like that, and even that.
There was a little creature that I saw, which I didn't actually get because when I came back round later in the afternoon, I don't even know if you saw me, but you were both busy, and there was kind of what looked like a flying insect of some sort.
Yes, that would be our cyber bee. That is a bee with all the cybernetics all over it, which is...
Well, it made me laugh. I didn't see it earlier. It made me laugh when I saw it.
Yeah, that is, fun fact, that is the only thing that we print at the moment that actually prints in 2 parts. Everything else prints in 1 part.
Did I see your message? I haven't looked at any messages yet, Veronica. I haven't looked at any messages today, not yet. How long does each dragon that's 2 foot take to make?
So the length of the one that's around your neck at the moment, that would be, somewhere between 15 and 20 hours. It varies based on obviously the size of the dragon and the amount of detail on the dragon. So even if 2
That's
dragons...
a lot longer than I expected.
Yeah, this is why we've got several printers. You can't, otherwise you'd have a real backlog. But it's not, even if you had 2 dragons that were exactly the same length, it would depend on the detail that was on the dragon as well, because obviously that would increase the printing time.
And the detail on this, guys, is amazing. I know earlier on, and forgive me for saying this, Sam, earlier on, people were coming in and saying, but you can get them for £1 on Team U.
Yeah, I just
wanted to laugh. Team You, they're not going to be this size. They're not going to be this level of detail. And the thing I spotted earlier this afternoon while I was playing with George is the fact that the wing, you can't do that with a Team You one.
No,
Wing is a ball and socket joint. These are brilliant.
Yeah, the fully articulated wings, I think, are amazing, and obviously
I can't stop playing with the wings, to be honest.
I see lots of people asking about the price. So the prices vary, but our most expensive dragon, like the one that you've got at the moment, is £30. So our extra large is £30 on our website, and obviously the smaller ones are less money. Basically.
And that's including UK postage.
It is, yes, including UK postage and packaging.
So yes, and you can now go to your TikTok shop.
Yes, yeah,
So
absolutely.
guys, Cutting Edge Creations, Sam here and her partner Dan, Sam and Dan. What is your following number at the moment, I wonder?
I have no idea off the top of my head.
I will tell you. Right, we've got 500 people in the live. They've got 600 followers at the moment. 100 followers at the moment. Come on, guys, let's get them over 1,000. Please give these guys a follow. If you like the dragons, 615. Let's get them over 1,000 followers, guys. Please, come on.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'd really appreciate
A roll of filament is £10. Is that right? I have no idea.
Well, they must be getting a very good deal because it does cost us more than that for a roll of filament.
I was going to say, I have no idea how much a roll of filament is. I don't even know how big a roll of filament is.
Yeah, so we buy them in bulk, and I don't think we've quite got ourselves down to £10 a roll yet. But,
by the sounds of it, you wish you had.
Yeah, I'm starting to think now we might be overpaying, so I'll definitely shop around. But
that also might be a troll, Sam. So
no, it's fine. Look, it's absolutely fine. So someone asked about the colours and stuff like that. What we do is as you saw yesterday, we've got so many colours. So if you, as I said to you yesterday, I keep saying as I said to you yesterday.
No, you carry on.
Like everyone else was in part of the conversation. If you see something and you think, I love that dragon, but I wish it was red and gold, or I love that dragon, but I wish it was hues of purple, drop us a message, let us know. I can say 100% we have a wall full of filament. We can do most things, so let us know. I'm happy to have a chat with people before they order. It's not a problem.
Sorry. Apologies. I'm listening to you, Sam. At the same time, people have said to me, "Look at your messages. Look at your messages." So I'm looking. Yes, I'm not impressed with some of them that I'm getting. Guys, I'm not going to look at messages while I'm chatting with Sam. It's as simple as that.
I don't even know how you can talk and read the messages popping up because I'm trying my best.
I'm talking about on my other phone. People have sent me private messages. Can you do SpongeBob? Says Shadow.
We don't do SpongeBob. We've never tried to do SpongeBob, but I'm sure there's someone out there that could 3D print a SpongeBob.
The only problem is selling characters like that. I assume.
Copyrighted.
Copyright. Yes. You would probably be best, Shadow, finding a friend who's got a 3D printer to do something like that. Could you do a parrot? Now, Step Up Avery, that's a very good question. Could you do a Luna for me?
Well, I could certainly have a look at it. So the only bird we've done so far has been a phoenix.
Yeah.
But you
were telling me.
Yeah.
Would you? I've not said a word about your story, Sam. It is your call if you would like to tell your story.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
If you would stay. Yes, she does, Lucy Lou. She gets fresh air and daylight every day. She's also got a daylight bulb in her cage as well. No, this is her way of snuggling. She snuggles on my shoulder like this every day. Oh, Lucy, I thought you meant for Luna. Yes, I get fresh air every day, and I get some sunlight. Yeah. Thank you so much for the confetti, Sean. Thank you. No, Sarah, just Luna. not ignoring you, no. If they're not showing, I can't help that, but I'm certainly not ignoring anybody, Leah. Do I collect jelly cats? Katie, I have a small collection of jelly cats, not a big collection. I have the jelly cat Christmas tree with a few of the ornaments. I've got a jelly cat sun. I've got a jelly cat octopus, one of the large jelly cat octopuses. And 2 bunnies. That's it. Okay, Leah. Yeah, I'm definitely not ignoring you, Leah. Yeah. No, that's Trample. That's Charlie Bear. Yeah, Lucy. That's where I brought it. I had a win in the casino, so I went and brought the jelly cat octopus. If I win in the casino, I go and spend it in the shops. That's how I do any shopping on board. If I win, I go and buy stuff. If I lose, I don't spend any extra. Oh, dear. They are like the modern day beanie, Katie, yes, but they're better made than the beanies ever were. That's how I first started getting into teddy bear, serious teddy bear collecting. My collecting seriously started with